Hello, it's unclenalts. How are you? Sorry, I try to do daily vlogs on this thing. Been so busy with the hair transplant. Thank you guys for the couple hundred of you that watched live. I have got myself a new whole row of hair. You'll be hearing more about that. But it went great. And thank you, Dr. Bauman. All right, now this is something I was thinking about posting on the Nalts channel, but I figured that this should really just be for those privileged, select, very special people that have subscribed to Uncle Nalts. This is college scams and secrets. Actually, it's applicable to beyond college, but especially works for college. Now, I've got a problem because I'm very ethical and try not to cheat the system, but at the same time, I've got the kind of mind that looks for vulnerabilities in the system and tries to exploit them where it doesn't harm people. But some of these are a lot of fun, so I'm going to share them with just you guys. All right, first of all, event crashing. If you ever want to go to an event, especially when you're in college and you don't have a lot of money, the trick is to just dress up and walk in like you own the place. The other trick too is that if you carry a clipboard or a walkie-talkie, you can get in almost anywhere. And what makes it even work better is if you say to the person who's watching the door, you give them an instruction, like be on the lookout, we're going to get a row of chairs coming in here pretty soon, and then you walk in like you're part of the security. They almost never stop you. Number two, a license scam that I used to do. I used to have a license with a ego plate that was N-O-N-E, none. And the logic there was that when people filled out the ticket where it said license, they'd put none. And then when the person goes in to process it, they're like, how am I supposed to process it? There's no license. So I got got out of a lot of tickets that way. And it used to be at Georgetown where I parked. You get like a $40 ticket, and after 3 of them, you get booted. But if I went back to New Orleans and got a new license plate, it was like $12. So I would wait, get 3 tickets, get a new license plate, and I managed to avert a lot of parking tickets from the college. Another parking tip: never park in handicap because it's mean and you get a high ticket. You're better off just parking like in a loading zone where the tickets are cheaper. And if you want to be really daring, you can create a working press and then put a logo of your favorite network and laminate it and put it in your dashboard. And sometimes they'll leave you alone for that. Just don't park there too long. Fake IDs, that's changed a lot. It used to be pretty easy to either take a photo of one or, make a large cardboard cutout or, use the computer. But now, yeah, fake IDs are probably really difficult to do unless you can find somebody that looks like you and, for God's sakes, know their horoscope sign, because that's one of the tricks that bartenders use. If you ever get a key that you want to copy, and it says do not copy, put a piece of masking tape over it. And you can usually get it duplicated if it's your dorm room key. Liquid through the airport. You can't bring the big bottles in, but I had some shampoo that I got from Dr. Bauman. I didn't feel like checking luggage, so I put the shampoo in my pocket as I went through the metal detector. And that works as long as you don't have metal on it, or as long as it's not a flammable thing, because the scent detectors will take it. A lot of people think they've got to run it through the visual, and then you're busted. But I don't like how they scalp you on water. So presumably, if you took a bottle of water and stuck it in your pants, you could get right through the metal detector. If you ever get pulled over, I had a friend that used to cry and say her father would beat them if she got a ticket, and that worked for her, but I'm not good at fake crying. So my approach is simple. It's to be, really subservient, respectful, no BS, and apologize. And that gets you out of, maybe 30% of the times you get pulled over. I don't get pulled over very much anymore. Movie theaters, they don't usually check tickets at movie theaters, and there are times where I'm bringing my 4 kids plus 3 of their friends where I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I'll just pay for some of them because they're never going to check at the gate anyway. But usually I feel like a slime ball if I do that. I do not have a problem sneaking food in, though. We usually buy a tub of popcorn, but I bring candy and bottled water in because they scalp you there. If you're in New York or a busy place and you need to go to the bathroom, that could be a real hassle. So you walk in and you say, we've got 2 more people meeting us, we'll wait for them, and then you go to the bathroom and you walk outside like you're looking for them, and you leave, and you don't have to ask them permission and feel awkward about going to the bathroom there. Car rentals. When I was down in Florida, I didn't prepare to rent a car, so I just Googled codes, and I found saving, instead of paying $280, I paid $120 just by finding a simple Hertz code on Google. Oh, and by the way, don't pay for extra insurance unless you're pretty sure you're going to get in a wreck from a rental car place. It's such a scam. And don't ever buy prepaid gas, because they lure you in with the fact that the gas is cheaper, but then in order for you to get your money's worth, you have to return the car empty, which is nearly impossible. So in effect, most people think they're getting a good deal, but they're donating what is effectively their gas when they return the car. So just fill it up before you take off, and you're bound to be better off. The other thing you could do sometimes is get an employee discount and just say you're with a certain employer. Sometimes they check IDs, but sometimes they don't. That works at hotels as well. You can, when checking into a hotel, tell them you're with a certain company, and a lot of times they'll just give you that company's discount without checking ID. You can just say that you're traveling personally, you don't have your business cards or IDs with you. That New York City police hat that I was wearing, that got me some doors opened up. They just assume that you're a cop, and some people put fraternal order police stickers in the back of their car thinking that'll butter up the policeman. I'm not sure if that works. When I was in college, they wouldn't allow TVs, and that was actually in boarding school. They wouldn't allow TVs, so I used to have a box that the TV was in, and when I heard the RA come, I'd pull a string, the box would flap down, the TV was invisible, and the TV was pumped in through the stereo, so if they heard the sound, I would show them that it was actually the stereo. And you could do that with fridges too, and just sort of keep them inside of a contained unit, although be careful with fridges because they produce heat. Restaurant reservations, if you can just Google the name of the manager and you know that that manager's not there, you can walk up and say, did Dave put in, my reservation? And they'll say no, and he's not there. And then you say, oh well, don't worry, I'll just wait. And usually they'll think you know Dave, and they'll be nice and let you sneak in. And then for coupons and discounts, a lot of times you just have to ask people when you're at a store whether they've got any coupons behind the counter. A lot of times they have them, and it's no sweat off their back, so they'll give you a discount. So I don't know if all these are scams or secrets, but it's good ways to save money, and especially if you're on a tight college budget. Can be kind of helpful. So there's your little advice from Uncle Nalts. Don't tell anybody, okay? Shh. Oh, I got a bonus one for those of you that made it all the way through. Sometimes at the end of the night at a bar when they're clearing tables, you can stand next to a table with a bunch of drinks, and when they swipe all the drinks off, you go, oh, that was my vodka tonic, and they'll pour you a fresh one. I used to do that a lot at the same bar and somehow get away with it. Bottom line, though, is don't rip off the little guy. If somebody gives you too much change back, give it back to them, because they're going to have to pay at the end of the night, and that's mean to the cashier. So, you don't want to abuse these. But there, hopefully some good tips to learn some ways to save money.